Hi.
It's okay, I'm a sailor. If I can make it through yesterday. What does a rough and tumble sailor have to do with a confident woman in a great pair of high heels? Mine's out of the gutter, unless you're not dirty sailors, and then maybe your mind's not quite in the gutter. What if she was the same person? A sailing jacket and a great pair of high heels. One is designed to keep me safe and dry no matter the weather, through sailing in all seasons. Despite driving rain and howling wind, in it, I'm strong, capable, confident, and powerful.
That dress looks so good on everybody. We dropped it, but it looks awesome on everybody.
Strutting my stuff down Fifth Avenue when I don't have a sailing injury. In New York City, after a successful business meeting, rocking a great dress, thanks Title IX, and a pair of great high heels, I feel another kind of confidence, one that draws on the strength of my femininity and the feeling of being a badass in charge. To me, being strong, athletic, and feminine are intrinsically linked. I've always wondered, why can't women be both? I'm Emily Trower-Young. I'm a sailor, a wooden boat builder, and the founder of M&L Organics, a line of handcrafted organic skincare products designed to heal and protect your skin no matter where your adventures take you. Our products are tough enough for sailors and made for the everyday. Throughout my life, I've found myself pushing the boundaries between what I love to do and the so-called good girl box. I have a feeling a lot of us in this room know what that is. When I became a wooden boat builder in my 20s, I faced that head on. At the time, there were maybe 10 women boat builders in the entire country, and I was the only one at my boatyard. Surprisingly, I didn't quite fit in with the guys. By day, I was a hardcore boat builder, covered in sawdust and varnish, but by night, I would wash my hair, put on a dress, and head out to the bar to meet my friends. The dichotomy short-circuited my male coworkers' brains, and I paid the social price. I've never understood why I wasn't allowed to be both. The very things that have made me feel strong, courageous, powerful, and feminine have usually been the complete antithesis of normal beauty standards, aka accepted beauty standards for women. Nearly 2 decades ago, I developed adult acne. After struggling to find a solution, I began to research how women have traditionally taken care of their skin throughout the centuries. Through trial and error, to heal my own skin problems, I developed what is now our signature product, our Saving Face Moisturizer, which is one of the ones going around. Friends raved about how great their skin looked and felt, clamored for me to sell my goop in a jar, which was in a mason jar, and I'd scoop it out into Ziploc baggies. Classy packaging. I ignored them. Boats, not beauty, were on my brain. But then, second-degree chemical burns from pouring concrete, what every little girl dreams of doing. Unable to walk, unable to work, I got a little bored and restless. Netflix was not my friend after a certain point, and I decided to prove my friends wrong. Clearly, I succeeded in my mission because here I am today, proving myself wrong every single day. I created M&L Organics for us, the women who seek adventure, who take risks, who redefine what it is to be beautiful, who are proudly a little wild. At M&L, we believe women should be celebrated for being themselves, however they choose to show up in the world. Handcrafted in New York City of the finest organic ingredients, our products integrate into busy, active lives with ease, make your skin look and feel great, are with minimal work, are environmentally and travel friendly. They're designed for women who would rather hit the trail than stand in front of a mirror for hours, but who also still want to look fabulous. Our customers take our products on the toughest adventures they can find. From testing our hand cream for 6 months at the McMurdo Research Station in Antarctica, to competing in the arduous 750-mile sailboat race to Alaska. From scaling the Andes to pounding the streets of New York City, our products seamlessly move from land to sea, from the city to the mountains. They're kind of amazing. But I'm not here to brag. As a sailor and a boat builder, I expect a lot out of the products and tools that I use in my life. They have to work exceedingly well and not interfere with the things that I love to do. Every M&L product must meet these rigorous standards because I believe that our customers deserve to look and feel their very best while they're out living their very best lives. So, Title IX, I'm ready for our adventure together. My question to you is, are you ready to set sail with M&L Organics and discover where the winds take us? Thank
My first question is about chemistry.
Yeah.
I thought I could be a veterinarian until I ran into chemistry. It's really just like not my thing.
I'm
So
a chemistry nerd.
I know. So can you tell me a little bit about how these formulas came together?
Yeah, so I started by researching each of the chemical compounds that naturally occur in every single ingredient, their traditional uses, their modern uses. My mom used to run the busiest ER in New York City when I was growing up, so medicine and chemistry is a huge part of my background. And to me, it's a lot of fun. And so
Yikes.
I was looking at NIH studies and CDC studies and seeing what was actually going on in the chemical compounds of these naturally occurring oils, and then using that understanding to formulate products so that they would do what I wanted them to do. And then they went to panels of testers, a lot of friends, where I was like, try this, or the sunburn cream, which is the ultimate that you have in front of you. I got massively sunburned the 2 days before a wedding with a silk backless dress and like lobster red. 2 days later, my sunburn was gone. And I walked into the wedding and everybody was like, nice tan. And I'm like, okay, formula done. Like no more futzing. So that's really the background.
Super impressive.
Can you talk to us a little bit and tell us the story behind your branding?
Yeah, absolutely. So the logo is something I designed. The woman on the label is a rendition of me, Emily, and Eleanor is the dog. And she was my dog for 17 and a half years. She's no longer with us, but she was my best bud and travel buddy, and it just seemed very natural to me. Boats and dogs have a long history, and I was like, if I'm going to build a brand, and I went through a rebranding process, which was very painful. I feel ya. I wanted it to speak to who I was and what I believed in, and I wanted it to be fun and flirty, and also modern in many ways.
And how are you currently selling the product?
It's predominantly online. I do pop-up events. I do sailing regatta sponsorships, and then I have a few wholesale accounts as well.
And you talk about your price points compared to the competition?
Yeah, absolutely. So everything ranges from about $22, the hand cream is $22, to the elixir in the little bottle is $42. Everything wholesale is 50%, and all my margin. I just graduated from a program at Columbia Business School that put me through the ringer with all of this stuff. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So the face moisturizers is $28. It's about a 4 to 6 month supply if you use it every day, and it's actually lower than what's many of the organic, so-called organic, because they're not all organic products are.
My understanding is when you're selling skincare, it can be quite difficult to navigate the regulations, and how are you doing with that? And
So there's this loophole, essentially. The FDA does not test any of the skincare products on the market. There's no regulation of any of the chemicals that are being used in your skincare or your beauty products. Everything is on the producers in terms of litigation and liability. And so I disclose everything that's in my products, and I am allowed to function without being investigated by the FDA.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's scary from a consumer standpoint, and I really have a problem with it, but as a small business owner, it also does give me a lot of room.
Yep.
How long, what's the shelf life of some of your products? Because I know sometimes that they don't last that long, so.
So the main issue is rancidity in
That's
them.
what I would guess.
I work with oils that are naturally high in vitamin E and not naturally prone to rancidity. So they have a shelf life of about a year to a year and a half. I personally have testers and like batches that went awry, sort of like tucked away on my shelf that I've used 2.5 years later and they're still fine. But I go with the year and a half.
Okay.
And most people find that they use them far before that's ever an issue.
What's your biggest fail to date?
So I started not knowing anything about business, and I had it under a different name a number of years ago, Sustainable Shanti. Well, Shanti's trademarked. And I found out right after I had finished building the website, the labels, everything was, and it happened like a month later, and I pretty much felt like I had just thrown away everything I had worked for. Though in my application, that was not my biggest failure, but it's my biggest business failure. And it taught me a lot. I'm still making corrections from some of it. I just finished my LLC merger documents. You know, there's like things in the works legally that I've been buttoning up in the past few months. But I think it taught me how deep my grit is. And it really took me to a point of, I don't think I'm good enough to do this. And then it was like, screw this. I don't give up that easily. But yeah, that was, and the logo came out of that. I mean, my labels were hand-drawn before that. So many things evolved from it where I was like, no, this is what I care about. This is what really needs to stand as the core. Like, a name is a name. But this is a brand voice that was much more authentic to me evolved from that. So
Cool.
I wouldn't repeat it, but it was a really good learning curve.
That's cool. Good?
yeah.
All right.
Thank you.